Welcome back to another episode of Weekly Beats and Music Promotions Season 4. And today we are diving deep into the art of preparing a vocal for the official mix. You see, before we hit that mixing console, there's a crucial phase where we need to do some comping, do some fine-tuning, and take care of all those subtle details that can make or break your track. It's a secret sauce behind a pristine vocal sound. And I'm going to walk you guys through the entire step-by-step process. Whether you're an aspiring producer or a seasoned pro, this tutorial is packed with insights to help you achieve a polished, professional vocal sound. My name is Plosive Music. Without wasting your time, let's get on it. So guys, this is one of my songs called Flowers. So it's one of the songs that is featured on my upcoming album, the Throne of Rhythms album. So this is where we do those subtle changes to make the vocal sound professional, or to prepare the vocal for the official mix. So this is before, and then after we have done whatever that we're going to do here, then we're going to start mixing the song. So here we are preparing the vocal for the official mixing of the song. So this is how it sounds like without anything done to this vocal. So this vocal is as raw as it came from the mic to the computer and to the DAW. So it sounds like this.
In fact, what I made it anyway. I gave it all I can.
And then after I've did the preparation of the vocal, after I've fine-tuned the vocal, I've cleaned the vocal, and then done with all those things, the vocal is going to sound like this.
Umuntu collective nenhlanhla umuntu collective uzobusa nje thiwa ngizokhula ngibe loke ngikufisayo amanje umama usathembele kimi. In fact, what I made it anyway. Apha mina ngiyakhala ngaphakathi ngiyasala nengqondo ethi I gave it all I can.
That's how it sounds like. This one is more cleaner, this one is more brighter, this one is more balanced, and it's just more open, and the tuning is not that bad either. So this is why we prepare the vocal for the official mix. Right now I have not done anything and it sounds good. Just imagine when I put all those compressors, all those reverbs, all those delays, all those subtractive EQing, boosting EQing, it will sound amazing because already it is sounding as a professional vocal. I will start with this one, guys, because this is what we are mostly trying to reach when we are mixing songs. We are trying to reach this standard. So in order to find a vocal that sounds like that one you had before and after, you have to stick to this one. But worry not, because also this one does or have the same results. Okay guys, so this one we have duplicated the same track. So this one works. We're going to route this one on this channel, of which it's a more premium Vox cleaning channel here. And for those who says that we don't have these plugins, but we do have the stock plugins, we're going to focus on this track. So let's listen to the vocal, guys. It's very, very, very important to listen to the vocal so that you know what are the problems with that vocal. So by the way, we have already did some comping here on the recording stage, so we will not be showing that, guys. But if you want to learn more about comping, vocal comping, just comment down below and I will make sure that our next video is talking about vocal comping. Find problems and then try to fix them as much as you can on this stage, so that when you start the official mix, you are fixing something that is already been prepared for the official mixing.
Sukela ngimncane nje umuntu okhulekuthiwa unenhlanhla umuntu okhulekuthiwa uzobusa nje thiwa ngizokhula ngibe loke ngikufisayo.
As you can hear, guys, it's dead here. There's a room echo here. There's a background noise coming from the background. There's a ground noise.
Sukela ngimncane nje umuntu okhulekuthiwa unenhlanhla Umuntu okhule kuthiwa uzobusa nje, kuthiwa ngizokhula, ngibe loke ngikufisa yo.
And there are some breaths here and here. We need to take care of that.
Mbele in fact, what I made it anyway. Ngapha mina ngiyakhala, ngaphakathi ngiyasala, nengqondo ithi I gave it all I can.
If I listen to it so closely, I can find that there are these frequencies. This one is too loud, and this one also is too loud, and also this one is too loud. So the first thing that you need to do, guys, is to find the problems which are scanning the whole vocal. You do this after you have comped the vocal, guys. Let's go here. The first thing you need to do is to double click the vocal and then go here and then choose generic bleeding. We will do this also for the stock version one. So this is for when we are cutting the vocal, so that we do not have a vocal that is a straight cut, but we have something that is smooth, like you're bleeding like this. This thing is to get a smooth cutting or a smooth chopping. This frequency.
Yeah.
I don't want this thing. I don't like it. So guys, since we have scanned the vocal, I have found all my problems. So I am going to start with the obvious problems. The obvious problems are the spaces between the vocals. We don't want these spaces, guys. So we need to take care of them like pros now, because we are upgrading. So by the way, this feature is only available for FL Studio 21 users. If you are still using FL Studio 20 users, you can use that option of just removing this whole section. As we are using FL Studio 21, you have this option now. So this one will bring a more natural sound, but in process not disturbing us. We're going to take this knob. This is a dB knob which determines the boosting or the taming. So if you boost here, you can see that there's air here. This is air, this is the ground noise, this is the background noise. We do not want this thing on our vocal. So we want the vocal to be more natural but more controlled. So we need to tame these things off. So I'm going to put it around 37, 42, 50, 80. It doesn't matter, guys. It's absolutely up to you on this stage. So I'm going to do this thing on both vocals so that we have a more natural and balanced sound. So this is cleaning the vocal between the spaces, cleaning the vocal between the spaces. If you don't have this feature, just cut out all these things. It will also work. But here I'm going for that natural sound. See you in 3, 2, 1, boom. We are done. So when you're done, guys, you're going to find something looking like this. So if you can see here, I have cut out the beginning of the something that was like this. So something like this. So I've cut out this thing.
Sukela ngimncane nje. Umuntu okhule kuthiwa unenhlanhla. Umuntu okhule kuthiwa uzobusa nje, kuthiwa ngizokhula, ngibe loke ngikufisa yo. Amanje umama usathembele kimi. In fact, what I made it anyway. Ngapha mina ngiyakhala, ngaphakathi ngiyasala, nengqondo ithi I gave it all I can. Ngoba vela nje kuhlangana, I've been waiting.
So guys, now that you are done with cutting in between the spaces, I feel like when you do it like this, it becomes more natural when you start boosting the vocal. You're going to still hear those breaths. You're going to still hear that weird noises on the spaces between the vocals, but now it will be more controlled when you start boosting on the official mixing of this vocal. So now that we have cut out the breaths, the tongue clicks, the mouth clicks, we have cut out all of those things in between the spaces of the vocals. Those are the weird noises, by the way, that we make when we are doing vocal recordings. So now we have problems with these big frequencies now. Let's just make our compressor's job much easier by taming some of the harsh frequencies on these vocals. The harsh frequencies in this case are the loud frequencies. If you can take care of these frequencies here, guys, I am sure that when we have or we insert our compressors here, the vocal will sound more balanced and more controlled than it is. So we'll start with this frequency. So we need to tame it here and do some cutting here, and then put it maybe around 1.5 dB, and then go to here also So guys, make sure that when you're doing these things, you go back and forth, listen to what you're doing, because sometimes you might cut a dB or cut more than a dB to find out that you have done damage to your vocal. So make sure that you always go back, replay the vocal and listen to it so that you know what you were doing or what you were cutting or how does it sound like when you are cutting it.
Sukela ngimncane nje umuntu okhule kuthiwa unenhlanhla umuntu okhule kuthiwa uzobusa nje thiwa ngizokhula ngibe loke ngikufisa yo amanje umama usathembele kimi in fact uthi I made it anyway ngapha mina ngiyakhala ngaphakathi ngiyasala nengqondo ithi I gave it all I can.
So guys, as I said, that when you are doing these things, doing the cutting, doing the peak controlling, you must make sure that you go back, listen to the vocal, make sure that whatever that you are cutting is right for that vocal. Here guys, we are preparing the vocal for the official mix. We want to make the vocal to sound natural but also controlled. So the next thing now that we need to do, because now we are done with this step, we are now diving deep into this template. We are going to the track. So what we have here, we have a plugin called the NLS Channel Stereo, guys. This plugin is here to help the vocal have some analog sound and some small saturation on it so that it has that more natural sound on it. So here we are trying to imitate that outboard gear.
Sukela ngimncane nje umuntu okhule kuthiwa unenhlanhla umuntu okhule kuthiwa uzobusa nje thiwa ngizokhula ngibe loke ngikufisa yo amanje umama usathembele kimi in fact uthi I made it anyway ngapha mina ngiyakhala ngaphakathi ngiyasala nengqondo ithi I gave it all I can.
After we are done with using the NLS channel, we are going to use a vocal rider, guys. Make sure that when you are using the Waves plugin, you use them at stereo and not mono. So we're going to use a vocal rider. A vocal rider, guys, is a really great plugin for balancing your vocal.
Sukela ngimncane nje umuntu okhule kuthiwa unenhlanhla umuntu okhule kuthiwa uzobusa nje thiwa ngizokhula ngibe loke ngikufisa yo amanje umama usathembele kimi in fact uthi I made it anyway ngapha mina ngiyakhala ngaphakathi ngiyasala nengqondo ithi I gave it all I can.
It is telling the louder peaks to go down and the quieter frequencies to go a bit up, but not as big as it would when you were using a compressor. It depends on the target that you have here and on the range that you have here and on the vocal sensitivity that you have here. So tweak this knob and this knob and these knobs according to your vocals, guys. But if you don't know how to tweak them, just use this one as it is. It will work wonders for your vocal. It will give your vocal a much bigger sound, a much opener sound. Now we need to do some fine tuning on this vocal. As you can hear, guys, that the vocal is off in most of the notes. So we need to fine tune the vocal and then put an auto tune after we have fine tuned the vocal. Make sure that before you fine tune your vocal and put auto tune on it, you first do a serious comping, and then after you have done with the comping, you can follow up with the fine tuning. So guys, if you are an FL Studio user and you don't have Melodyne, just use this plugin. Okay, it's open. So in order to use Melodyne, you must transfer the vocal from the playlist to the Melodyne. So in doing that, we're going to press transfer. So transfer is like recording the vocal that is playing on your playlist. After you have pressed transfer, just put your vocal where you want it to start, of which mine starts here, and then press play here.
Sukela ngimncane nje umuntu okhule kuthiwa unenhlanhla umuntu okhule kuthiwa uzobusa nje thiwa ngizokhula ngibe loke ngikufisa yo.
And then after that, you just press stop. So if you can see here, the vocal is sitting at C minor. Sometimes it gets these things wrong.
Sukela ngimncane nje umuntu okhule kuthiwa unenhlanhla.
It's actually on C minor, guys, so it's sounding right. Now that we have a vocal sitting on C minor and sounding right, we need to press here. Pressing here, guys, is controlling the pitch of the vocal. So usually I like to set my pitch at around 40%, depending on the vocal. Just do this by listening to the vocal and then putting the pitch drift at around 50%. Do not overdo this as it may damage your vocal. And then after that, just press snap to chord scale. This will snap the vocal to the exact chord it was intending to put the vocal frequencies on. So after that, just press OK. At this stage, if you are not that good with finding frequencies or good with pitching vocals, just save it as it is and put your auto-tune on. It will sound right. It will work.
Sukela ngimncane nje, umuntu okhule kuthiwa unenhlanhla, umuntu okhule kuthiwa uzobusa nje, thiwa ngizokhula, ngibe loke ngikufisa yo.
So we are not trying to make you sing nicer here. We are trying to control the vocal. We are trying to make sure that the vocal is ready for auto-tune if you like using auto-tune on your vocal. So guys, I had problems here. Obviously, I'm not a good singer, so I had problems here. So let's find them. So if I want to fix the problems, you need to click here so that it highlights the vocals. So now we listen to the vocal.
Sukela ngimncane nje, sukela ngimncane nje, umuntu okhule kuthiwa unenhlanhla, umuntu okhule kuthiwa unenhlanhla, umuntu okhule kuthiwa uzobusa nje, thiwa ngizokhula.
So guys, you're going to do this, the whole verse, you're going to listen to the whole verse, you're going to come back and forth, tweak those few words up until you feel that the vocal is sounding right. Now we need to make sure that the vocal is as solid as possible, meaning that we need to take care of the background noise. We did take care of that background noise and that ground noise when we were doing the first step. So the first step was preparing for this step, guys. This is the fourth step, guys. This is where we make sure that the vocal is as quiet as possible on the background. So we're going to use here the noise suppressor or the noise remover. It's a gating plugin, a noise gating plugin. So here we have the noise remover for the premium ones, and for the stock ones, we have a fruity limiter. For this one, we're going to use a noise suppressor or a noise remover. You can use any noise remover that you have. I just like using this one. I've already set it to around 40%, but let's put it on its default position.
Sukela ngimncane nje, umuntu okhule kuthiwa unenhlanhla, umuntu okhule kuthiwa uzobusa nje, thiwa ngizokhula, ngibe loke ngikufisa yo. Amanje umama usathembele kimi, in fact, what I made it anyway. Apha mina ngiyakhala, ngaphakathi ngiyasala, nengqondo ithi I gave it all I can.
So it sounds the best, or it sounds good at around 35%. So let's go to the free guys. The free guys. So in the free guys, we are going to use a stock plugin. It's called Fruity Limiter. This one, we are going to limit the vocal. It actually has a preset here for noise gates, as you can see.
Ngapha impela idinga umuntu ongawa so many times, umuntu omele igas, umuntu ongalimela igas. Ngapha impela idinga umuntu ongama so many times, umuntu ongavumi ukuwa ngisho bezama.
Go back to the premium guys. We are on the auto-tune vocal EQ. In reality, what we are doing here, we are tracking the frequencies that are a bit harsh when we listen to the vocal. Listen to it.
Sukela ngimncane nje, umuntu okhule kuthiwa unenhlanhla, umuntu okhule kuthiwa uzobusa nje, thiwa ngizokhula, ngibe loke ngikufisa yo.
It's almost as subjective EQing, but here we are taming that boxy tone that we found on this frequency. That is why I used an auto-tune vocal EQ to track that boxy tone and try to tame it down. For the free guys, we have the fruity limiter guys.
Ngapha impela idinga umuntu ongawa so many times, umuntu omele igas, umuntu ongalimela igas. Ngapha impela idinga umuntu ongama so many times, umuntu ongavumi ukuwa ngisho bezama.
You can tame it by yourself using this knob here as we did on the auto-tune vocal EQ. So next, for the premium guys, we are using the MJUC plugin. It's a free plugin, guys. This one is a free plugin. It's from Klanghelm. Here we are doing light compression, guys. So here we are not trying to do as much as compression that we are going to use or going to do when we are doing the official mix. We are just here preparing the vocal for the official mix. And then for the free guys, we have an SSL compressor, guys. How cool is that? This thing works as an SSL bus compressor. It actually was taken from an SSL bus compressor. This is an imitation, guys.
Ngapha impela idinga umuntu ongawa so many times, umuntu omele igas, umuntu ongalimela igas. Ngapha impela idinga umuntu ongama so many times, umuntu ongavumi ukuwa ngisho bezama.
We are preparing the vocal for the official mix. So guys, this step is somehow most crucial step that we need to have when we are doing the preparation of the vocal. If you don't have this step, or if you don't have this plugin that you're going to use, just use any other plugin that works like this. This, guys, is a mic emulation plugin.
Sukela ngimncane nje, umuntu okhule kuthiwa unenhlanhla, umuntu okhule kuthiwa uzobusa nje, thiwa ngizokhula, ngibe loke ngikufisa yo.
And then for the premium, guys, we have the Plosive Remover. So this one is to fix the sounds, the plosive sounds.
Sukela ngimncane nje, umuntu okhule kuthiwa unenhlanhla, umuntu okhule kuthiwa uzobusa nje, thiwa ngizokhula, ngibe loke ngikufisa yo.
Okay, let's put it around 50%. And then the next thing, we have the Fab Filter Pro MP. We are trying to tame the lower end and the higher ends. We are trying to control it as much as we can so that when we are doing the official mixing of the vocal, we do not go back and start afresh in doing these steps, guys.
Amanje umama usathembele kimi. In fact, what I made it anyway. Ngapha mina ngiyakhala, ngaphakathi ngiyasala, nengqondo ithi I gave it all I can.
And then coming to the free, guys, the fruity multiband compressor. It sounds like this.
Impela idinga umuntu ongawa so many times, umuntu omele igas, umuntu ongalimela igas. Ngapha impela idinga umuntu ongama so many times, umuntu ongavumi ukuwa ngisho bezama.
And then the last thing that we have here, it's an Auto-Tune Pro. So the free, guys, we have the fruity 7-band equalizer, guys. So let's listen to what this plugin is actually doing.
Ngapha impela idinga umuntu ongawa so many times, umuntu omele igas, umuntu ongalimela igas. Ngapha impela idinga umuntu ongama so many times, umuntu ongavumi ukuwa ngisho bezama.
So what this plugin is actually doing here, it is actually boosting the vocal on the lower area and on the higher area. So instead of using it here, the mic room here, we used an EQ. So you are sorted. And then from there, you're going to use a pitcher. As we have seen that the vocal here is sitting at C minor, just go here. I've already set this auto-tune for you. As you can see, the humanize is at 5, and then the natural vibrato is at 0.5, and then the flex tune is at 20, and then the retune speed it's at 10. If you're not good with hearing the vocal, if it's a soprano or an alto, just choose lower male or low male. Low male is like a default position that works for most vocals.
Sukela ngimncane nje, umuntu okhule kuthiwa unenhlanhla, umuntu okhule kuthiwa uzobusa nje, thiwa ngizokhula, ngibe loke ngikufisa yo.
Love it. And then with the free template,
ngapha impela idinga umuntu ongawa so many times, umuntu omele igas, umuntu ongalimela igas. Ngapha impela idinga umuntu ongama so many times, umuntu ongavumi ukuwa ngisho bezama. Ngapha impela idinga umuntu ongawa so many times, umuntu omele igas, umuntu ongalimela igas. Ngapha impela idinga umuntu ongama so many times, umuntu ongavumi ukuwa ngisho bezama.
it's not the best, but it does the job, guys. After this, guys, you are going to do this step. It's either you go here and then you click, you press consolidate the track, or you do it like me. I always do it like this. Go here and open my Edison and just click recording and then you save it, press stop, and then drag it here and drop it here. It's done, guys. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.